the Dove brand and the memorable campaigns that Dove has really shown us, as well as what Dove represents, real women around the world.
Yes, Dove is the brand of beauty which started in 1955, and it is a division of Unilever. And the product that that was first produced was the beauty soap, which was for only women. And now we found that Dove have deodorant, shampoo, and other products, and it is manufactured in 16 countries and over 80 countries worldwide distributed.
Speaking on campaign, one ad which still remain in my memory is the Evolution campaign of 2006. Basically, the Evolution, it's a video ad which they photoshoot a woman from a plain face to an attractive one. The ad basically promote a stereotypical concept of beauty because it indirectly edges the buyers to the final image of the campaign. As a result, this can then be said that Dove doesn't advertise their product, but instead they advertise their brand by uplifting women.
I completely remember seeing that campaign and was so taken aback at how big it was. And also in the UAE, 89% of women wanted to change like their physical aspect about themselves, which is a huge, huge number. And Dove wants women to really realize their inner beauty by trying to change their opinion, not by just saying you beautiful, but by telling them that, like, by changing their opinion about themselves and their inner psyche. So what Dove did in the UAE was they did this Dove Surprises campaign where Dove asked women to write down messages to loved ones about what makes them beautiful. And what they did was they posted these letters on billboards all around the cities, written in English and Arabic.
Yeah, I also remember the Dove campaign, which was launched in China, and it was about your beauty story, where women were invited to share their stories, and it was also launched in Chinese and English.
So yeah, this shows that Dove in the UAE and in China is not only regarding those nationals, but foreign speakers as well.
Yes.
And the campaign was different to Dove's other campaigns because it wasn't like Dove's other campaigns where they in white bras and panties. Here the women were fully dressed because of religious reasons, and some even wore the religious headscarves. And this just shows that the respect Dove has for these women, and it shows how the Dove brand has globalized it, and the Dove brand is very flexible.
Just to add on some of the main campaigns that have caught our attention, and just to show how Dove is very versatile and doesn't conform, there's just this campaign that sticks out in my head is the whole Real Curves one, where they had two women and gave them a certain ideal of what the ideal body would look like, and they had them question themselves of like, what do they like about themselves, what do they think about the ideal body, basically trying to push women away from the whole notion of what the ideal body should be like, and start to embrace yourselves and actually start uplifting your self-esteem and looking at yourself in a whole different way by not just trying to conform to what society thinks. Another campaign that actually still kind of just pops up in my head as well is the whole mother-daughter one, where they had mothers write down their notions of what they don't like about themselves, and they did the same with their daughters, asking the daughters what they don't like about themselves, and they came to realize that, you know, the whole notion of beauty has just taken over so largely, but that even young kids will be running around saying things like, I don't like my thighs, I don't like my eyes, and you're just so young to be thinking of yourself in such a way. So it comes to show that what your mother or what other generations think, what is passed on in the media, trickles down and actually is so like ingrained in kids' minds. So basically trying to, you know, basically yes.
I know that my mother doesn't like her nose, so I've got a problem with mine.
And I'm sure if had you not have had that notion of thinking, you would have actually probably liked your nose. You wouldn't have even noticed that there's a problem with your nose. So basically, what Dove is trying to do is just to, you know, go on with the self-esteem programs and just basically enrich females and just, you know, go further with just self-worth.
I think I agree with you. I mean, Dove is not race specific, and look at all of us, like we different, and Dove is still relevant to all of us.
Yeah. But you know, I want to touch on the self-esteem thing because Dove went and started a partnership with Oprah Winfrey queen of talk, but we all know she's all about heart issues.
Yeah.
So I found it very interesting that they worked together on quite a few campaigns from like the year 2004 to about 2009. Remember how there was that Real Woman, Real Beauty
Yeah.
campaign?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so Dove then went with Oprah and started the Dove Self-Esteem Fund, which helps women by giving them toolkits and activities that they can work on so that they actually are changing their perceptions of themselves, so beauty, self-worth, self-image, things like that. And I thought that was very interesting. But what I thought was more interesting was how Oprah Winfrey didn't Oprahify the Dove brand. Because I thought that would happen, like, you know, it happens with all sorts of other brands. Because I mean, her show was syndicated in 142 countries, whereas Dove is only distributed in 80. Yeah, but you know, Dove stood its ground. It just used a powerful platform.
Yeah.
You know, I sit here and I listen to you guys and all your positive remarks about the Dove and the Dove brand. But I have a different view of it, okay? Because Dove has initiated some seriously controversial ad campaigns. For example, the beauty patch where women were asked to wear
Like that patch thing, the smoker's patch.
Yeah, the
yes, sort of, kind of the same thing. So they were asked to wear it for 12 hours a day for 2 weeks, and the result of this would, well, it did encourage women to feel more beautiful and more confident in themselves and things. But it was only after they learned that it was a placebo were they emotionally distraught, you know, and the realization that it was just a mere mind over matter thing. Okay.
They were tricked.
Yeah.
They were tricked.
And another ad campaign was where these 3 women, it was a black woman, a Latina woman, and a white woman standing side by side in their white towels, resembling the evolution of the result of the Dove products, you know. And the products underline that Dove body wash turns black women into Latina women into white women, suggesting that, you know, women are so insecure about themselves and about their complexion that this is what they aim to be, you know. And I also found it very disturbing that after the destruction of the rainforests in Indonesia, the natural habitat for orangutans were destroyed, causing their death. Greenpeace activists took action against the company who was clearing the forest in order to plant palm oil trees, which is a prominent ingredient in the Dove products, you know. And regardless of all these negative connotations attached to the Dove brand, they don't seem to be affected at all, you know. And I think this is alluded to the fact that because they're such a long-standing brand, you know, they already have their loyal clientele, so they just, you know, they're just not bothered. Yeah, so we believe that beauty products should allow for its users to purchase its products without the guilt of racism, destruction, and pollution.
Yeah. Thank you.